Hi and welcome to GRVOTV, G's Reviews, Views and Opinions. I get quite a lot of comments about this tripod, and recently I've been asked, is it any good still? Just, you know, I've had it for a couple of years now. When I first reviewed it I absolutely loved it, and the proof of the pudding is in the using, you know, and this has been 2 years now I've had this, and it still works as good as it does the day I bought it. Admittedly, I keep it in good nick. I haven't had it in the sea or anything, but if I get it wet or anything like that, or dirty, I do give it a good clean, and that will make your product last a lot longer if you just keep it in good nick. And you know, just make sure that all the joints are tight and you don't get grit up in the ball joint up here, and just make sure it's all, you know, clean and tidy. And yes, it will wear, but it, you know, this should last, you know, I don't know, years and years and years, as long as I keep it in good nick, really. And the proof of the pudding really is in the fact I've still got it. You know, I'm not one to shy away from selling products and buying new ones to test, but I've never found a reason to sell this. The only slight inkling is that this is the MeFoto Road Trip, and it's the A1350, and they did do a smaller one which didn't have the, I don't think it had the screw-off monopod, and it's a little bit shorter, but it's that much smaller. And bearing in mind my system now has gone to micro 4/3, I think I probably would have got away with the smaller one. But I do like the fact that this one, you can just unscrew this leg, you take the centre column out, unscrew this little bit here. I mean, you can go to my first video about this and watch it, but you unscrew that little bit there, and that's your hook for your bag, which I haven't lost. You just unscrew that, put it in your pocket, take the centre section out, screw that on there, and you've got a really nice monopod. And sometimes I just take the monopod out on its own. So, you know, that all works really well. I like the system for releasing and locking the legs. It's simple, it's proved to be very durable, and you can just sort of undo all of them in one go and very quickly extend it to its full capacity, and then you just tighten these up individually, and that's really nice. It's not the most strong or stable tripod out there. It's nowhere near as strong as my old MeFoto big old metal thing, but the problem with that is I never took it anywhere because it weighed a ton, whereas this, it doesn't weigh a lot. It's nice and light, it's steady enough, and especially with micro 4/3, it's absolutely fine. Could do with a bit of a clean, actually. It's a bit muddy. The only thing I didn't like about it was that the fact that you've got these rubber feet and there's no spikes, but it does come with a set of spikes. But I never use them because I can never be bothered to unscrew these and screw the spikes in, and generally I've never got them with me when I need them. But it's proved to be absolutely fine. It stands okay in mud because these have got a bit of a spike on them anyway. I prefer the ones where you just screw the rubber in and the spike appears from inside the rubber. That's how my old one worked, but that's the only little gripe I've got. The one of the most important things is this ball head, and it's just the one that come with it, and it still works absolutely beautifully. You've got the pan in motion there, and that locks on nice. You can release that, so it's just nice and got a nice movement to it, and you can adjust that quite easily depending on the weight of your camera as to whether it holds, and then you can lock it off. And when you lock it off, it isn't a case of graunching it up, you just finger tight like that and that's locked off nicely. You got a nice Arca Swiss plate on there with a little bubble thing, and because again I'm using micro 4/3, I just bought these tiny little diddy Arca Swiss plates that I just put on my micro 4/3 cameras. That just sits in there, and just tightens up like that, and that works absolutely fine. Just cheap as chips little things, work really well. And again, this all comes back to this micro 4/3 business, you know, that it's the form factor. It's not just your camera that's small, your lenses are small. Then you think, well, I don't need such a big tripod. I don't need to carry all that weight around with me. I don't need massive plates to put on the top of my tripod to hold it all steady. You just don't need all the kit that you used to have when I had full frame. So I can't really speak highly enough about it. It's got this nice centre section which comes up and down. That, if anything, that's the bit that's worn. There's a little bit of movement in there. There might be a little bit of dirt in there actually, that's all. And that's not smooth as it was when I first bought it, and it has marked up the centre column a bit, but a good polish up, and it still comes up, you know, not as new, but pretty close to as good as new. This bit of foam, that's held up really well. These little clips, because it's a manual process, there's no spring or anything, they're just as they were when I got them, so you can have it in, you can put it there splayed out or there, and that, you know, to unlock it you just push it down, pull it out, and then put them straight up there. So they work fine. You know, there's very little to go wrong with it, to be fair. Really nice. If you don't have it fully extended, it becomes a really nice little sturdy tripod. So there you go. This is my updated review on the MeFoto Road Trip A1350 aluminium tripod. This has been GRVOTV, G's Reviews, Views and Opinions. I'll see you soon. Bye.